to the corner. This is a new original
Welcome.
series brought to you here on Influent Entertainment. The corner was a series that was created basically for us to be able to sit here as men and talk and kind of keep up with things while this quarantine is going on. So I'll go ahead and introduce you to the cast here on the corner. We have Mr. Io Cooley down there acting a fool.
Hey,
We have
I'm acting cool.
we have DJ AMA.
Greetings. How we doing?
We got
American
DJ
mom,
Slim.
Okay.
American.
What's happening? What's happening? All the way
Yeah,
from
we got my man D-Lo over there in the corner. And of course we got a DJ Relevant down there taking a break on us. He'll be popping
He's
in
irrelevant.
because he had a couple previous engagements going on today. But we're just gonna kind of pop it off today, man. Start our discussion off with, man, this quarantine has kind of changed everything. The way we hang out, the way we get together. We can't meet together like we used to. So I mean, how has the quarantine changed your day-to-day life, fellas?
Well, I eat a lot more bagels. Bagels are the earth, and I eat a lot more bagels. And bagels actually defeat the quarantine problem. So, you know what I'm saying? Straight bagels.
Straight bagel.
Hey,
For sure.
okay. All right.
yeah,
Straight
I'm,
bagel.
I'm with him right there because I know a lot of people used to say all the time, you know, there's folks that's starving in Africa. We ain't starving over here. We making sure that we gaining all the weight we can, baby, so that then when we hit through this patch, we gonna try to our very best to at least maintain. I ain't even gonna say lose because that's too much, man. You know what I mean?
So yeah. Bagels. Things have been consistent for your boy, man. I mean, I'm still going to work. It doesn't really seem too much. Traffic is less. That's the one thing I've enjoyed about the quarantine. When it first started, traffic was a lot non-existent. So getting in work was breezy.
There's a
Yeah,
lot more bagels.
I know y'all don't be wearing y'all suit pants. Y'all think y'all gonna be able to fit y'all suit pants after the quarantine?
Straight basketball shorts. Basketball shorts for the first 9 months back, homie.
I've been loving these sweatpants, man. These sweatpants, they come in different colors: red, blue, orange. We get the wild colors. That's what I'm talking about. You got to go
Fossil
all the way.
colors. Word up.
All the way.
Fossil colors. Yeah, I think my pants and suit jackets ain't gonna match by the time we go back because the suit jackets and pants is gonna be faded. The pants been in the closet. You know what I mean? They ain't be getting that fluorescent light.
They didn't match before, but you're good though. We love
You
you.
know. Whoa.
I don't even know where
calm
one
down,
pair of my
calm
shoes
down.
are. They just vanished. I don't even know where they are.
While you
I
playing,
have no
I gotta search my shoes once a month just to make sure they're still there.
There you go.
If
you
you
cut the
remind
back
me when
out
you
of-
said
if
that,
you-
I need to go look for them when we get off of here.
If you cut the back out of your shoes, you could fit them for like 6 months. Like to cut the back out, you know what I mean? So you can match with your
So
suit.
are you trying to make meat and slides?
Word up.
Then my man got the new Stacey Adams slides.
He's
It's every slide. What you mean? Jordans come in slides. What you mean?
he's got the back room ones. That's what he's got. He's showing me
Backroom
those.
ones.
Them
Nobody want them.
87s? Them
The
He's out there.
ones.
Does a
Yo.
reading for the platform. First time back, they're like, "Are the back of your shoes missing? What are you doing?"
Word up. Word up. Slit them and quit them.
Oh my
Yo,
goodness.
They just hit you with the serious face. They hit you with the two fingers coming off the stage, son.
They were like, "Listen, if we can see your heel and the rest of your back of your foot, that's it."
Yo, matter of fact, side note, speaking of being beckoned off the stage with the two fingers in the serious face.
Here we go.
Hmm?
Back in 2000, I want to say it was 2010 or something like that. It was back when we were still doing like instruction talks, right, at the meeting, right? I was a young servant back then, and had my first like instruction talk. I had typed it out on the computer, right? You know what I'm saying? Typed it out on the computer, but I didn't have a printer. So I took the laptop to the hall like 30 minutes early to use the hall printer, plugging it up in the printer, you know what I'm saying? Plugged it up in the printer, couldn't download the drivers because the hall ain't really have Wi-Fi back then. So, you know, your boy's stuck like Chuck, right?
Get up.
Laptop's still on there. So, you know, I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Black ink. Ain't no black ink because everybody using it from the last public talk.
That's Satan playing with your life right there. That's right. Satan playing with your life. Not there neither.
I grab a pen, right? And I start writing down my talk on like a notepad. And my mom comes up to me, you know, what are you doing? And I'm like, yo, I'm writing down this talk on the notepad because, you know, I can't get it printed out on the computer. She's like, you don't got time for that. Just take the laptop on the stage. And I was
laptop.
So, you know what I'm saying?
Like, bet. That's a good idea.
Your boy went on the stage with the laptop, right? You know.
The foldable talk.
Yeah. Did the whole talk off the laptop joint. Came off the stage to an immediate. Back here. Come on back here.
My man said, but my mama.
right.
Couldn't blame her. I tried it too. I was like, you know, my mom said, they're like, bro, you know better.
And you didn't know the new words to the song. Because they had the song with the words changed on it.
That was before the app. See, that's
right.
What he talking about is
that's
about with the noise. As soon as you open that thing, he go, winning, man.
So, you know what's funny about that? Now I'm back, you know. I'm back in the hall I grew up in, right? Back in the hall I grew up in where this occurred. You know, I've been married. I've been gone for almost 10 years. You know, came back in the hall.
Youngins.
Yeah, came back in the hall where I'm at. And then I'm walking in the door like, yeah, keep that same laptop energy. I'm about to go on stage with one right now. Keep that same. Keep that same.
Just to be behind, you just going to open up the iPad just.
He got a dead iPad trying to give a talk. Y'all, bad association.
But you can still use that mama joke. You can still be like, hey, my mama.
That's funny.
I'll tell you this. There's nothing worse than when you get this after the talk. They say, so how do you think you did? And you're like, well, I guess I think okay. I think okay. And he's like, well, you know, let me tell you these things.
You know,
you ever get
it's crazy. When you're asked that question, why are you compelled to find something wrong with your talk?
Right.
So check it out, right? I'm newly appointed, like just now, like for real, like, you know what I mean? And I just gave my first gems last week. No, like 2 days ago, like Wednesday.
Oh, word.
Congrats, yeah, man. So, like,
congratulations, bro.
Oh, thank you, man. Like, you know, I'm just happy to serve the congregation this way. But they was like, yo, don't, you know, there's 1,000 ways you can get this part. And there's one way to do it right.
Y'all gonna tell me the right way? Y'all gonna tell me the right way? Y'all gonna let me find out?
Nah, they told me the right way because the right way is written down.
Okay.
You had to Thomas Edison that. They was like, you had to try 1,000 different ways. You're like, well, that ain't it. That ain't it.
Yeah. So like for me, it's a blessing because I've been watching how it's been being done for all this time. I've never not been a witness, but being in my 40s and then finally become a ministerial servant, I've known what's been happening. You know what I mean? So like it was truly a privilege to be able to take the advice and know what they're talking about. You know what I mean? As opposed to being cold, like 20s, whatever. Yeah. So like it was really fun to do it. You know what I mean?
Speaking of which, I just want to touch on something real quick. You actually touched on something that really reminded me. Have y'all ever given, like, if y'all had to categorize it, what was the worst talk that you gave? Maybe it was due to ill preparation. Maybe there was the delivery. Because I remember this one talk, and I'm going to be honest with you, it was Bible reading. You know what I mean? And it shouldn't be that hard. But when you don't prepare in advance, it causes issues. You know what I mean? That's why the brothers tell you, ahead of time. They give you a lot of warnings. Well, you know, when you procrastinate, when you got a bachelor's and a master's degree in procrastination like myself, you're going off like very far in advance. So it's like, yeah, oh, I got time. I got months, right? So for this particular talk, I was giving a talk, and I could tell I did so horrible that when I got on stage and I started reading, of course, there was a sister that was like in the front row, like one of the front rows. And her voice kind of like she was, you know what I mean? Like her voice was growing higher. As I was reading, her voice was getting higher on what the words were. So I was kind of messing up, and it's like she was giving the talk with me. You know what I mean? Because she was over there just, that's not that word. Or she would say the right word. And I knew it had hit a pinnacle point where I was just jacking it up when I actually said, oh, shoot, into the mic. Because I couldn't remember.
Wow. Was
Yeah.
she an OG? Was she an OG? Like she was old school or what? What was her deal? Like, describe who she was.
Yeah. Nah. Well, to be honest, she was definitely OG. You know what I mean? Seasoned veteran of the Christian congregation, gives excellent comments and everything like that.
But she talk out loud, though.
Yeah. Like, in so many words, she's like one of those people that if you say something wrong, she's going to just say the right word that you meant. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I've thrown my Bible at a couple people.
Yeah, I hesitation. You mean you hesitated?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
I'll do you one worse. Mine was worse. So I had a talk when I was younger that had the word brazier in it. So I said multiple times, I went over it, the talk, I went over it with my mom multiple times. I said brazier every time. I went over it with my dad, and he said, no, that's not how you say it. I got on the stage and said brazier every time. Every time that word came up. Because he told me that's what it was saying. And I went after the talk, and he came up to me. He was like, your reading was excellent, except for this one thing that I have to show you.
Your daddy don't love you.
That's where the tapes came in handy.
I wanted to hit my dad after that. I was like, I cannot believe you made me do
Why
that.
he do you like that?
I had it right first, and you messed me up.
He
had
set you up.
had you listened to the record, you would have known what the right and wrong.
Talk about it, DJ. Talk about it, DJ.
But then on top of that,
Can we
then on
comment
top
on
of
the fact that my man said the record though?
yeah,
He's a DJ.
When I was
He's a
young.
DJ. Look,
That was
DJ.
when I was young.
Let me finish up that last little bit. So then at the end, when I finally got finished, the brother complimented. Here go the part that I love the most. The brothers are so delicate in how they treat us. He actually gave me comments about how I dress.
That purple tie is crazy.
It was fire.
That purple tie is crazy, son.
My man, he jumped
You
up
working
there.
on-
He was like,
You're gonna be working on accurate reading again though.
You know you did bad.
Yeah,
That's how you know you did bad.
horrible when the only thing he could say is two things.
Sure.
You did an excellent effort coming up here on this stage, or they compliment you.
Wait, he complimented you for showing up?
Yep.
Yeah, got perfect attendance on the stage.
He literally gave you a
Perfect
participant award. He gave you a participant award. He said,
Oh my goodness, yes.
congratulations, you participated.
Participate.
You ran like a runner, kid. Word up.
I promise you, it was that was a scarring experience. That was don't do that. don't do that.
Hilarious.
That's funny. I done had that before.
My man Tasha.
Brother than yeah, I had all that. They hit me with the I told Chris this story before. They they wanted me to, one of the elders in the hall was like, yeah, how do you do your talks, and I told him, yeah, when I do my parts, I write them down, verbatim, get up there and read part, He said, I want you to try it next time you have a part, I want you to try to do it with an outline. I said, all right. He kind of told me how to do it, how to format it and all that good stuff. Got up there and one of y'all mentioned it, like, if you don't prepare for the part, you're going to get up there, you're going to look straight foolish. And that's what happened. I was not prepared because, like I say, he threw me off my rhythm. He said, hey, do an outline. I said, okay. Got up there, did the outline. And it was horrible. Got done, came off. He pulled me to the side. He said, hit me with the like Daniel said. So how do you think you did? I said, oh goodness. I said it was pretty bad. He said, yeah, it wasn't great, but now you know what not to do.
Yo, he
Now
hit you with the yeah.
Because the
And
thing
then,
is, if you say you killed it, if you
Pretty
say
bad.
like I
oh yeah,
killed
he agreed.
it's
He
a problem.
agreed with me 100%. He agreed. He was
Yeah.
like,
So
yeah, it was bad. It was
So
pretty
your
bad.
delivery completely trash.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Broccoli
Uh-huh.
and ice
No
cream.
college try. Yo,
He was like,
Right,
he's
and
like,
then,
what? He's
Broccoli
like, well, I'm
and
glad
yeah.
you gave an outline of a talk. That was good. You gave an outline of a talk.
Yeah, you
It
read
was-
the paper.
No, it was legit. It was legit. We appreciate your dress tonight. You always dress
Yeah,
nice.
you dress in clothes.
You look good.
Good job.
So anyway, moving on. I was like, dang, he just ain't gonna talk about he ain't gonna say nothing. He just had nothing.
Cranberry
It was
tie.
bad.
Cranberry tie was nice. Cranberry tie was
Right.
great.
Right, boy. It was
You know it's bad.
horrible.
Your future
Exact
tie
color.
was nice.
the exact color.
Uh-huh.
Cranberry, not red. Cranberry.
Your future tie, not fuchsia. Future.
Uh-huh.
Nice.
Mask
Right.
off. I'm
Set
sorry.
off that black suit, son.
So
Word up.
so my talk experience was my worst. At my actual worst talk, I can't go into it because I had some like personal issues going on in my life at that particular point. But all I can say about that one is when I got off the stage, it was just like it was kind of like in conclusion, and I just walked
When you got on, you said that?
because the conclusion was done. Because I'm on the outline too now, so I don't write everything out. So I was just kind of like in conclusion, I stood up there for like 10 seconds and I was just like, I ain't got it
Just
done.
walked off.
Just walked off. But the actual one I can tell you about, right? That was my worst talk. So I'm giving this talk. This brother, he's kind of like the congregation oddball, and I didn't really like him at this point. Like this is one of those things. Like Jehovah got me to work in service with him several times, and now like we're like really close. But at that time, I wasn't really feeling him, right?
Were
And
you
he
wearing
has,
that
like-
white hoodie when you get to talk?
No, I wasn't.
All right, I'm just asking because it gets dirty.
I had my
quick,
gray
bro.
one on. I was loaded Lux with it. Give me the talk.
Oh, okay, yeah. The Russell joint from Walmart. I got you.
Yeah, I hopped on the stage and I was like, wasn't it evil to live backwards? But this one,
Loving it.
but this one was when they decided to start letting brothers do these conversation parts. So me and this brother have the initial call or whatever.
Oh,
And
okay.
and so I write out the notes, we go over it, it was like, all right, we can keep it conversational, but let's stick to this, right? So we get to the end of the talk and I'm like, we finish up, our discussion, and then he goes off into a soliloquy. He's like, you know what? All these times that you've come to me and we've talked about the Bible, I genuinely appreciate these moments that we've shared together. And I feel like every day I draw closer and closer to the true God, Jehovah. And I think that one day, if I continue to study, I will make it to the other side of the road and we can be in unison with the Lord, Jehovah God. And your boy was like,
Trying to show you up. Trying to show you up.
all right, so next week we're gonna go over paragraph 22. I'm gonna holler at you. And I hear the friends laughing the entire time he's doing this. Like like not like snickering, like full blown comic view type laughing. And I got off the stage and like walked to the back and like, bear in mind, this man is old enough to be my grandfather. And I don't know what took over me. We got to the back and I grabbed his arm and I was like, yo, bro, what was that? What was that? What was that? What are we doing?
I'd have played him close, dog. I'd have played him close. Like, yeah. Well, I that's not what I'm here for. So
I would have embarrassed this. I'd have been like, why you
word
ain't
up. That's what I'm saying.
Pass
That's
the ball. Pass the
Right.
ball.
buy my
Listen,
books. Buy my books.
You
I'm
might just have to
surprised
one up.
into that.
You might have to just be more zealous than him. You'd be like, I'm so happy that you're learning all this information. You just got to one up him.
Either that or drop what you did last time. Drop that. In conclusion,
You just said I'm not interested. I'm not interested in what you're talking about. I'm not interested in you.
Hit him with the
So, goodbye.
leave him on stage.
Yeah. I'd have hit him with a conversation stopper for him, and he's not even working on the part. I'm not interested in
No.
you.
I couldn't. They would have.
I hate
He
you.
would have messed me up because I would have said into the microphone, and so you're not gonna stick to the script. So like I was saying,
We
you're not
making
gonna
stuff
stick
up
with the
now.
script.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm Dr.
All in
I'm
the mic.
Bojangles. I'm Mr. Bojangles. So call me that from now on.
Jones up there like, what page are you on? What page?
Nah, man. He got X for that, yo. You're never doing a part with me again. No. Ever.
You're like, I'm looking through the script and that's not there. I don't know where you added that.
I wrote it. Like I wrote it and it's not on there.
Yeah, glad
Yeah.
to say that me and that brother are very close now. He's a good friend of mine, but
Nah, man. No.
at that point, he's
you
not
X for life.
He wasn't. He wasn't at that point. You know what I'm
Go
saying?
do things.
Mhm.
Go through things.
That's the assembly part. You ain't
Mhm.
nah. You
So
out.
man, so movies are opening back up now, man. And people are going to theaters and whatnot.
This
So
your
how y'all
segue
feel
right now?
about how y'all feel about COVID and going to the movies, man? Y'all pulling up?
Pass. We
Sure, why not?
COVID on them seats. Nah, we good.
I miss Milk Dud.
Two of my favorite activities before COVID were these two things: movies, going to the movies, and going bowling. Those could possibly be the two worst places for COVID. So that I don't do either one of those anymore.
For sure. Yo, it was
Let me kick it. So go ahead, Chris.
Oh man, it was the cheap movie. It was the cheap date situation for your boy. Now I'm married. We don't got nothing to do. You know what I'm saying? Let's go see a movie, babe. Matter of fact, let's go to the movie theater that got the restaurant in it and kill these two birds with the one stone. You know what I'm saying? That was my A1 attack move. You know what I'm saying? And we always came out the movies having a wonderful time because you can't argue with your wife in a movie. It's beautiful. You know what I'm saying? So
Well, let me ask y'all something. Would y'all go to the movies during like a matinee in the middle of the day when there's nobody else in there?
Nope.
Yeah, during COVID.
Nope.
That's what I was thinking about because I have the AMC where you can see it's basically a subscription. You do like $20 a month. You can see how many movies you want, basically per month. And what I used to do was just go to exactly like what you were saying. The theater would be empty. Now I might do that again, but ever since COVID started, I canceled my subscription because I was like, I ain't doing movies like that.
Yeah.
Because I've been known. Go ahead, Slim.
My fault. I said I've recently done some research on that, and the one place that I found out that doesn't have COVID is the house. So yeah, we don't.
Good research on it. Had to Google that information.
Hey, the source you got that from was your eyeballs. That's where you got.
That's right there in Google, the crib. It says it right there.
Yes. See the Milk does. Get them.
So are y'all liking that movies are coming straight to TV right now?
Yes.
To be honest, man, I ain't seen a movie that platforms like Netflix and stuff like that, they done stepped it up with their original content, dog. So I really ain't had no desire to go watch, you know what I'm saying, nothing that done came out in theaters, as of recent. And then on top of that, you don't need the theater to watch The Mandalorian. So, that's my every Friday night. And then on top of that, man, I got this app, man, for Roku called VidAngel.
So what do y'all think?
Nah.
Just start the conversation.
I had this app called VidAngel, and basically what it allows you to do is you go into a movie, and you can filter out all the inappropriate content, right? So, if there's anything in the movie that's looking suspect, you can take that out. You know what I'm saying? Any language, take that out. Any scenes, take that out. So that in harmony with Netflix, movies where, you know what I'm saying?
Right though. That COVID, it's not at the house.
What you was about to ask, Joe?
Man, we in Leviticus
Mhm.
right. We in Leviticus right now. I just did a gems on castration. No, not castration.
Oh no.
Foreskins and all types of stuff, man. We good.
You want to throw that in there? I feel you.
My man gonna
Yeah.
throw. Yeah, we talked about foreskins this week. Excuse me?
What's the joint called when you
Circumcision?
there you go.
There you go. That's the nice way.
Good word. That's a good word.
That's the
Everything
less
else-
jarring way to say it. Yeah, that was.
Yeah, yeah.
Everything else is very graphic. It's just you mean that?
Where
You mean
the
circle
Bible,
knife? Circle knife?
the Bible gets down though. Like the Bible do not be slacking on the details at all. Like sometimes I be reading, like doing my Bible reading or whatever, and I get to something, I'm like, ooh. Like I'm forgetting what old
Just like that for real life.
Yeah, I forget what old boy's name was. Goodness gracious. It's one of the Israelites, and they went and got with the Moabite chicks or whatever. And my man decided that he was gonna parade old girl in front of the camp and take her in the tent, and they was gonna do some things. They said Phineas came out with the spear and pierced them both through the reproductive organs. Your boy was like, ew. Ew, that was graphic.
Scene.
It was at the
Yeah,
bottom.
they ain't for that
Slacks none on detail, bro. Not at all.
That was like
Oh.
that's like when they were talking about on the update, one of the updates, they were saying there were some parents that were like, I don't know, some of these new movie scenes are too graphic. They're a little, they're a little crazy. And they were like, it's in the Bible, so we're keeping it.
Yo, what was hilarious to me, I guess we shouldn't call it savagery, but it was just a tad. Your man was like, a lot of people have had questions about the content of our movies. Let's watch this excerpt of our movie.
Oh man,
Before I address anything, let's watch this movie that some of y'all got a problem with.
Then he highlighted what you
I
didn't
just-
see. I love it. He highlighted what you didn't see. He was like, if you notice, you didn't see any blood. You didn't see any active violence.
I just wanted him to be real and be like, yeah, I understand it. They're like, I just want to see your Netflix list. Let me see yours. Let me see what's going on there.
Let me see what you're not showing your kids.
Right.
I mean, but I understand that, man, because like, I got an 8-year-old, and I mean, JW broadcast is unlimited. I don't hinder nothing he can watch on there. You know what I'm saying? But like being real with your kids, like kids get afraid when they hear about, what's gonna happen in the future. When they hear details of what's gonna happen, when they hear details about how people gonna treat us. But I mean, that's just reality. If they not ready for it now, they ain't gonna be ready for it then. That's just real talk. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna give your child a Snickers bar and he gonna turn in the whole congregation. They hiding here. You know what I'm saying? If you don't think it's real.
It's not a Snickers bar. That's it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, so that's why
That nougat is dangerous. That nougat is dangerous, bro.
I got the emails, phone numbers, and addresses if you want. Dog.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, that's my thing, man. Like, you gotta be real with your kids, man. You can't have your kids out here not knowing what's really going on, when it comes to stuff like the Great Tribulation, when it comes to stuff like Armageddon. If your kids aren't filled in on the details, then they're going to have a hard time dealing with it. Versus, you know what I'm saying, you telling your kids like, hey, this is what's going to happen. And then, when it happens, you're like, all right, you see this? We talked about this. This is Bible prophecy. This is going down. This means we get close to the end. You got to hold on.
Yeah, they got.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean.
So how do you brothers that have kids? Because I don't. Never married, never kids. So I have no frame of reference to this. How do you deal with trying to teach someone about a new situation that we've never been through? Because honestly, look, we're very perceptive as witnesses. We've been trained to be perceptive. But how do you deal with the fact that, like, for instance, the quote unquote cure is the big deal in the news now? How have you dealt with, and how do you deal with the fact that there was an incurable disease and now there's a cure?
So
Those of you that have kids.
Oh, go. Oh, okay.
So, in terms of the cure, I'm not going to talk specifically about what we're doing in our family because, it's a personal choice. So I don't want my personal choice to influence the personal choice that anybody else is going to make in that situation. But I mean, it's all about being upfront and real with your kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of like the Branch was saying about those videos. If you don't give your kids the real, if you try to sugarcoat or hide things from your kids, either one, they're gonna find out from the wrong source, which is not you, or two, when things happen, they're gonna be so shell shocked that they don't know how to handle these circumstances. So I realized that with my son, it's good to give him small doses of kid appropriate things. Like, he knows that there is a pandemic going on. He knows that if we don't wash our hands, if we don't wear a mask when we go out, if we don't avoid touching unnecessary surfaces in our face, he knows that he can potentially get sick. And him getting sick is not fun. So he knows that end of things. He now knows that there are vaccines available. Because of the announcement made at the meeting, he knows what kind of vaccines are available. You know what I'm saying? So whatever personal choice that you and your family make, that's up to y'all. But in terms of how to deliver things to your kids, I say, just be real with your kids. Be straightforward, man. You don't gotta hold nothing back or sugarcoat. Kids are a lot more resilient than you think. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know that. So that's why, honestly, I'm asking.
For sure. Well, kids are resilient.
Big word for kids.
Nah, can I speak?
Of course.
John, go ahead.
The floor is open.
Okay. I didn't know what the format is. I don't know. I'm a little different. I believe with my children, I've always had this ideal of being real from day one. Like, even when she was in my daughter was in my wife's stomach, I'm like, I'm going to teach you every single word you shouldn't say so that you're not oblivious. It's not strange to you. Because when I was growing up, there was this young brother. He was homeschooled, but his grandparents raised him, and they kind of sheltered him. So once he got older, he heard certain things. It scared the mess out of him. He didn't know what to do. And I just told myself, when I had children, I don't ever want that type of energy. So now I got a son that's 4, I got a daughter that's 8. Something like this, yes, it's very inconvenient, right? Because we can't travel like we normally take them on the beach or something like that. But yeah, it's easy for me to lay into them like, look, it's rough, think about what the Israelites had to go through, no shoes, sandals, wearing the same clothes. It was uncomfortable, eating manna. Can you imagine eating pancakes every day? You know what I'm saying?
Pandemic,
you know what I'm saying? Pandemic meal, exactly. So at the end of the day,
Y'all got a problem with pancakes every day?
Every day. We talking about no sugar. We talking about old school pancakes. No brown sugar.
About maple syrup.
No, sir. They didn't have syrup. It was dry. You was choking.
That ain't in the Bible.
It's in the Bible. Do your research, Cooley.
They don't say nothing about syrup.
Yo, I will send you the reference. I'm telling you, I keep that same energy.
Jehovah rained down bottles of syrup too.
Pancakes die every day, B.
And the land,
but you be all right though. You be all right though.
Word up.
And the land was flowing with
milk and honey.
And honey.
Well, remember when they weren't
some syrup, some Kroger syrup.
They couldn't get it. But
honey.
Nah, but for us, that's just the kind of energy we have. I kind of similar to what Chris was saying, just being honest, being real with them, and you still have to remind them, right? Because sometimes, as Chris said, not everybody follows. Everybody has their own thing, right? So we had elders. One of the elders in our congregation, he was like, "Yeah, we at the beach." I'm like, bro, keep that to yourself. Some of us ain't going to the beach. I'm telling my children, if Dad,
you got your kids looking at you like, Daddy.
You told it right. You told us we couldn't go to the beach.
Yo, I
So-
done answered questions like that with my kid, and you know what I say to him? I'm like, well, son, they're being disobedient. You know, you heard what
Get out.
you heard what the branch told us to do. What they do, they being disobedient. Now, if my son run up on you like, hey, you being disobedient in the Zoom meeting, you know.
But it's just to end, just to keep it a buck though, look, with my children, and just kids in general. I know for us, just honesty, bro. It's just being honest, and it's constant. My son he doesn't know what's going on. I can tell him every day, but he's 4. But my daughter, she understands. She gets it. She doesn't like it, but she gets it. She's a little mature for her age, so that's just what we do for our household.
Your daughter is a full grown woman. In
Fact. She needs to get a job, to be honest with you. But that's a whole nother conversation. But I
About to
digress.
take your job.
Thank you, Cooley.
Catch the baby on the wicked. Man,
You
but
said
you
I'm
know
a
what?
rapper.
Fellas, I appreciate everybody pulling up, man. This has been a wonderful installment of the corner. I like to thank my co-host for
You was
being
about to say
here.
Carter, wasn't you?
Yeah, a wonderful edition of the Carter. Where you been? Anyway, so I like
double booked. I'm sorry, I was double
like
booked
to-
tonight. I'm sorry.
I like to thank my esteemed colleagues, DJ Slim, D-Lo,
Appreciate
Mr. Cooley, DJ AM Man, DJ Relevant for joining us tonight. Thank you, folks. We'll see y'all next week.
it. Peace.
Peace.
All right, yeah. So
And Soul Train will say peace and love.